Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you are doing well. And I would like to share you the presentation that I have done regarding the Brazilian Patent Office Patent Prosecution Fast Track. So, as Patricia said, my name is Diego Muskov. I'm actually the General Coordinator of Governance in Patents. I'm still dealing with the fast track modalities at the NPI, but this will be soon be held by another unit. So probably this will be my last presentation regarding this topic, I think so. But anyway, I will show you some available programs. I cannot define each one, but I will highlight the PPH, some good results we have, and then some results regarding the fast track in general. Our agenda, I will first introduce some definitions because people sometimes make mistakes and under-comprehend what PPH and what fast track means. Then I will talk a little bit about the standardization program we held on 2019, sorry. Then the results, and then where you can find additional information, because it would be impossible to explain everything regarding fast track here in 30 minutes. My objective here is to align understanding, so I hope we all have a common ground to talk about fast track in Brazil. And of course, if you are willing to give, we would be very happy to collect some ideas to next steps on fast track prosecution. Starting with some few definitions. This is a very common and simplified timeline regarding patents. I know that, for example, US Patent Office has different timelines. You don't have regular requests for examination, but we in Brazil do. So after the filing, probably about 18 months, there will be the publication, the disclosure of the application. And after 3 years from the filing date, the applicant must request for regular examination. And in some time, between 2 to 5 years, there will be holds the substantive examination and then the decision. If everything goes well, then you have the patent. But if something goes wrong, you can appeal, and then you will have the decision of appeal. And this is important because you don't need to wait this process, the whole time of this process. You can almost in the same day as the filing day request the fast track, any fast track modality at the NPI. But you need to request the early publication. You cannot request fast track with the filing unpublished. And you also need to request the regular examination. So the fast track is an additional fee, an additional service you must pay. And then you will do the request of fast track. There we will assess this petition, decide it, and once it's granted, it doesn't change the status of the patent immediately, but the patent prosecution receives a flag, here represented by this green flag. And then your patent application start to jump all the lines that it may have. It goes straight ahead to the substantive examination. Once you reply, it goes straight ahead to the decision. If you file a petition of appeal, it goes direct to the table of the patent examiner, and so on. So it's a way to increase the speed without losing any procedure or without changing any procedure. Continue. What I meant is this: the prosecution priority only gives preferences in the queue, in the line. It is not a quick examination. It's not a quick examination. So it's not something differently from any other patent application except the preference. So it does not change the legislation. You must comply with whole legislation regarding patent application, regarding amendments, regarding exchange of patent attorney and so on. And it does not change any procedure. So just like as a market line, Even if you have like priority line or a fast line, once you get in the cashier, you must pay all your bills. The cashier will proceed the procedures that he has with all like standards and quality that's also have. Okay. And another important topic here is like what we are talking about. So I told you we are not talking about a quick examination. It's not a fast examination or something. This is a word that I really don't like it. Like some people say expedite examination, and it sounds like a quick exam, like something different. We are not talking about this. We are not talking about examination priority only. We are not talking about application priority only because it goes further until the appeal. We are talking about the whole prosecution priority. So once you file your application in Brazil, you can request for fast track. And it goes until, and you can request, and it will be prioritized until like the end of the patent, or the patent application, or the patent in itself. And it includes the whole others related services like annual fees, patent attorney exchange, patentee exchange, and so ever. So all of them are included. Any questions until here? I would like to share with you some thoughts on the fast track modalities, like who can request fast track. Well, as Maria told you, we have several different modalities. We started, actually, by law, we started in 1998, but we first made our first regulation on 2006, as Maria told you. And we started with elderly applicants, applicant with serious illness, and so on. And then it starts to increase the modalities and starts to increase the way who can request fast track. I will share some of them just to see. The first column show modalities that are related to the applicant. So the applicant is an elderly person, or the applicant is handicapped person, or the applicant is a small and medium enterprise, and so on. Then it goes to the second columns that are related to what's happening regarding the patent. So, for example, someone is counterfeiting my patent, producing my patent product. So I can request fast track to solve this issue before it goes to the trial, before it goes to the justice. And the third column is shared with two different types. The first type is related to the technology. So green technology, health related technology, technology that is like from public interest or for interest of the unified system of health in Brazil, the SUS. There is a brand new fast track we just adopt recently related to FIFA's 2027 Feminine World Cup. And the last one is regarding collaboration. So if you file your patent application first in Brazil and then you file abroad, and then, for example, you want to use PPH abroad, you can request this Brazil, first in Brazil, like Prioridade BR. And of course, in the other direction too, if you have your patent granted or you have a positive opinion of the patentability of your application abroad, you can use PPH in Brazil. So those are some modalities that we have. I can't explain all of them, of course, but I bring some highlights here. And the first one is to make it clear to understand. So if you is the patent attorney, or if you are an applicant of a micro and small enterprise, you may pay a fee around $170. The applicant, if you have more than one applicant, the applicant must be the small or micro enterprise, and you just need to show a certificate issued by the Brazilian government. And this falls for most of the patent modalities that Brazil has. So it's a standard that we follow. Same goes to the green technology. They are defined in the Annex 1 in the ordinance. You pay the fee. In this case, any applicant can request once it's related to the green technology. In Brazil, also, if you are having trouble with counterfeit goods or or someone is producing your product or using your procedure, you also can request. You must prove you are accusing. That's all. So once you are accusing someone, you show this extrajudicial notice, and then we will put your application in a fast track line. The Patent Prosecution Highway, this is very well known all around the world, except that in Brazil it's paid. It's $340. Any applicant can request. You need to show to the Brazilian Patent Office patentability positive opinion from any of our partners.
Diego,
yes.
could you share, please, could you share with us which types of fast-track examinations are most commonly requested by national and international applicants? Is there any difference between them, a national and an international applicant?
Yes, of course, no problem. I will come back to this previous slide here. Brazilian usually mainly use elderly applicant. This is probably because it's free of charge.
Really? Yeah.
This is the most people use this one. This is free of charge and it's very easy. You just need to show a certificate of that you are elderly, like a ID card, any ID card. But we also use like SMS, micro and small companies also use this a lot. It's cheap and it provides a patent very fast. And also ICT, science and technology institutions. Those are the most used by Brazilian. And foreigners, by really far, mainly use PPH. Yes, except on the classification H04, because we used to have some restriction regarding PPH in the applications classifying this classification, and so they use it also technology available on the market. So
it's related to telecommunications, right?
Yes, H04 is related to telecommunications. Thank you. And this technology available on Brazilian markets kind of also easy. The applicant or the patent attorney must show that the technology or the embedded technology is being like produced, sold, or available in Brazilian market. As the technology itself, like I'm a patentee and I want to do a license, you can use, but also embedded in any product. So this is enough to prove that the technology is being used in the Brazilian. One important exceptions now, the restriction of patent applications classified in classification H04 are like overly spread. So it's impossible to request fast track for these applications in these classifications in any case. Okay. As I told you in the beginning, we are here to hear your ideas too. And we have some news that will come by sooner or later. The first one, we are starting a new fast track line. It's called Positive Preliminary Opinion Fast Track. Just like the PCT application has this international preliminary opinion, we also have in Brazil this service. It's called Opinião Preliminar, or Preliminary Opinion, National Preliminary Opinion. And the idea is once this national preliminary opinion is okay, or the patent examiners say there is patentable matter, then you can request fast track and it goes like faster in the line. And the second...
Diego, this positive preliminary opinion is only applicable to Brazilian applications?
No, it's open to anyone.
To anyone?
Anyone
okay.
this preliminary opinion, not the fast track itself because it doesn't exist, but the preliminary opinion service itself, it's open to anyone, even if you file national application, like with request of priority or not, and even if you request a PCT. So if you have already an international preliminary examination report, you can enter in national phase, and also you can request preliminary opinion because it goes further than the international search, because we examine or we issue a report regarding the Brazilian law. So it's go further than the international search report. Okay.
But it's not valid yet, right? It's not valid yet.
No, the preliminary opinion is ready yet to anyone, but the fast track it's
the fast
is
track.
under study.
Okay.
And as I told you, we locked the possibility to request fast track to patent applications classified under the H04 classification, telecommunication. But we are studying ways to open it, and it may happen soon, probably in the second semester of this year. So be prepared. Any doubts until here? I can hear that there is a doubt on the web chat.
Diego, you can answer if you would like, or
okay,
wait until the end.
No, I would like to answer. I know the answer, so it's easier if I answer already. Ursula made a question. PPH is a well-established program used by other patent offices. It's true. Does you know if all these other fast tracks options are also available abroad? I know that there aren't. Okay. Brazil is one of the patent offices that has the biggest and ample types of modalities. In our own research until by now, there is no patent application that is excluded of the fast track. So almost if you want, you can have a fast track, and we couldn't find any application that does not suit any modalities, but it's not the standard abroad. Japan has also many modalities, but it's much restricted. United States, the USPTO has some modalities, but some that can be used are very burdensome. People talk with me and they say it's very difficult. You need to make the application special. You need to present several documents. EPO used to have the PACE program, like available to most EPO applications, but they also made some restriction. So as far as I know, the patent office that has the biggest range of modalities is Brazil. So regarding some results we are having, and thank you for the question. Regarding some results we are having from fast track. In the beginning, in 2006 until 2015, most people that I talk about like fast track would think something like this. A lot of patent attorneys and applicants crazy as hell to get the patent application granted as fast as possible and run for like the fast track and let's go. But as we start opening, we start creating, and one modality besides another, of course, we see an increase in the number of the requests. This is a graphic relating the dark blue is the number of requests of fast track, is the short bar. And the large bar is the number of requests of patent. So remember I told you Brazil has this ordinary request for patent examination. This is the blue light bar. And you have the rate, yes? Some of them want fast track and some ones don't want it. And so there is a rate among those two. And we can see that this rate in between people that are demanding fast track was increasing until 2022. And then we consider it's like make a plateau. It's stable around 7.5% of the patent applications really wants a fast track line. And we believe that the other 92.5% don't want to. They just want to keep in the line. It's okay to wait 2 or 3 years to have the patent granted in Brazil. The only exception was 2025, because suddenly, and in a bold move, we just opened all the patent applications, or all the fast track modalities to all the patent classifications at once. And so we really had this peak of requests of patent applications, but very focused on applications classified on H04. And this is the reason we closed it for some moment, and we are planning how to open it again. But we believe that with time passing by, just 1 second, but we believe that when the time passes by, we'll be able to normalize this again and around 7.5%. You can answer now.
Okay,
please.
Thank you. So the idea is to maintain the 7% per year. So, right? That's the idea. So, but can a fast track examination end up delaying or adversely affecting regular examination in any way? Do you think?
The really, really fast answer is yes, but yes, like a little bit. Because as we can see in this chart, it's like 7%. So in like 2 years, it's something like 1 or 2 months. And we, from INPI, we believe that this is a good trade, because some applicants or some application really need fast track, like elderly people or people that are having problem with counterfeit goods or with, So we believe this is a fair and good trade-off to do. So yes, but a little. And of course, we try to keep it under 10%. This is the target. A little bit more than 7.5, because of course you have some niches. Yes, you have some technical fields that demands more fast track and other that demand less. So in average, we want to make it like 10% at maximum.
Okay, thank you.
This is a little more confusing graphic. I mean, there is a lot of information here, but I will explain to you. Now the bars are related to the request of fast track. I don't have the ordinary request here anymore, just the request of fast track. The red dashed line below is the time we expend to decided whether the request is fast track or not. So we grant or deny your fast track request. And the red line above is the time we expend to decide the patent application itself. So you have these 3 information in the same graphic. And as you can see, as we increase the number of patent modalities, fast track modalities, the time usually to increase until 2019, when we re-engineer our process, and then we were able to reduce sharply the time we have to decide whether the patent is granted or not. And then on 2020, and this effect reduced also the time we took to decide the patent application. So it used to be like 2 years, and it became less than 1 year. It dropped it to 10 months, something like this. And then on 2025, we made an effort not to decide the fast track request faster, but also to decide the patent application faster. And then we were able to reach numbers like impressive number, like 6 months. Now the average time to decide a patent application now in 2016 is like 7 months, from 6 to 7 months. It means that you request your fast track today, you probably will receive your patent granted or denied, of course, in Christmas. So it's a good, if you'd like a Christmas gift, you can request fast track today and you receive like your patent decided probably in the end of December. And now to show some PPH results, okay, just to make a comparison. between two applicants. We have the applicant A, and he's not in a hurry. He can wait in the line. And so here are the time each technical field is taking in INPI to decide the patent application from the request of ordinary application. Okay, we're not talking about fast track yet. And so it takes like from textile, like 2.2 years. And from biotechnology, once you request the examination, it takes about 5 years to have your patent decided. But let's imagine and also you have like a 50% or 54% chance to have your patent granted. This is the allowance rate to grant a patent in average in the Brazilian Patent Office. Now let's imagine an applicant B, and she's in a hurry. She really wants to use a fast track. So for sure, not for sure, but probably she will receive her application decided not anymore in 2 years, not anymore in 5 years, but in 7 months. This is the standard of any patent application. But if she uses PPH, she also has a chance of almost 90% to have her patent granted. So PPH is a very strong or a very good working sharing procedure because it's involved the first examination office, the Office of Early Examination, the Office of Late Examination, INPI in this case, and also the applicant and the patent attorney. So everybody that is involved or interested in this patent is connected in somehow. So we are using in INPI the most as we can the results of other countries. And what's good to the applicant and also to INPI is that almost 45% allowance rate in the first off section. So the average, INPI took average 2.2, 2.3 off 6 actions to decide a patent. And it takes time to the patent examiner. Yes, they need to make to issue a report asking for amendments or presenting reason for refusal, and then the applicants needs to reply it and so on. And with PPH, it's all, most of them, no, not most of them, 45%, almost a half is decided in the first OFC action. And it saves a lot of money from us and from the applicant because they don't need to make translations, they don't need to reply any type of office's actions demand or so on. So it's good to everybody. And some people ask me like, okay, this is good for foreigners. How can a Brazilian person use it? Or how can I, as a foreigner, use it in my own country? Like I'm from United States, for example, how can I use it in the United States? You can use it too. And I will present you several examples. In this first example, you file a patent application first in Brazil, and then you request a fast track in Brazil. As I show you, you have many modalities, and you can use this result to request fast track in other countries like United States, China, Europe, or Canada. And here are the numbers. So 64 Brazilians used this modality already. File in Brazil, request a fast track, and then request PPH abroad. The second possibility is you file in Brazil, then another country that is faster than INPI made the first office action before Brazil, and then you request PPH in Brazil. And this has been used for 88 people already, 88 applications in Brazil already. So it's a different perspective. You file in Brazil, but some patent office abroad decided it first, then you can request in Brazil. And a third way to use is like you file a PCT in Brazil, you request an international search report. It can be a Brazilian report or any report. And then once you enter in national phase, you request PPH in Brazil. Also, 80 Brazilians request this to 28 applications. We have another question here.
Yeah, we have another question from Lucas Lima. He thanks very much for the presentation. It's very interesting. Could you please talk a little bit about the average duration of the appeals process when a patent application is fast-tracked? How much faster is the appeal phase?
Well, if you are talking about the Brazilian Patent Office appeal, yes, I mean, we are talking about administrative procedure yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes also much faster because there is very few patent applications in appeal that are like with this fast track flag. So we also can reduce the time. I don't have the number here, so if I do any number, I will be lying. But I know for fact that the time is reduced like sharply. And I know that the appealing time in Brazil, the appeal procedure in Brazil is taking some time. We are still dealing with this backlog issue in appeal procedure. But if you are talking about the judiciary appeal, just to make it
I
clear,
think it's the administrative appeal, the appeal phase within the Brazilian Patent Office.
I know, but just to make it clear, there is no relation to the judiciary system, okay? We are just talking about administrative. If you want a fast track in the judiciary system, you need to request for their and their type of modalities of fast track, okay? There is no connection among these two spheres of power.
Perfect. Thank you.
Additional information. Any questions until here? Please feel free to share with us in the web chat. I know it was impossible to explain everything regarding fast track here. We only have like half an hour, 40 minutes, but we have a website full of information. We try to put as much information as we can in the website. So if you go in our website, you can see the legislation regarding PPH. We can see all the partner offices that we have regarding PPH, and also we have a frequent answer questions also put it in the website. So we receive questions and we just publish them there. Unfortunately, it's only in Portuguese, sorry, but you can find a good patent attorney in Brazil and then he can reply to you, or you can send your questions and we will reply to you. I will answer your questions in a few minutes, okay, Patricia and Lucas? The second interesting thing we have in Brazil, we create this dashboard and it's expose all the requests, fast track requests done for fast track, like in the whole period since 2007. So here you can choose whatever statistics you want to create, and it shows you how many requests have been done in this certain modality, how long does it take to reply it, an average time, and so on. But also it's also give this metadata, like this bibliographic data, like inventors, where the applicants are from, where the inventors are from, and what kind of inventor it is, and who are the patented in the last square, who are the people that are requesting more patent applications. For example, here we are talking about Hawaii. But also, if you want to know like patent application per patent application, you have a table. We expose a table and then show the number of the patent application, what modality was requested, when it was requested, and why, and so on.
Diego,
yes.
Talking about the dashboard, it's possible in this dashboard to compare the time to grant and different types of fast track examination procedures. Can we compare?
Yes, it is possible, and I have a suggestion. If you have some time in the end of the presentation, I can show you the dashboard, and we can like create together some some statistics, and people can bring here some ideas, and we can just like make it like alive with the whole afraid that I have to make alive things, but I can try to make something statistics alive here. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. At the end of the presentation, okay.
Yes. Lucas has another question. In a specific case where the patent granted by the US PTO covers multiple categories, for example, the US patent related to compound, a composition, and a therapeutic method, it is possible to obtain PPH if the claims enforced in Brazil at the time of the patent application reflect the subject matter to the compound and composition, which the US PTO consider patentable, but also includes Swiss type claim directed to the subject matter to the therapeutic method. No, you can't, because in this specific case, you are changing the therapeutic method is not patentable in Brazil, and you are changing the claims type. I don't know if claims type is clear in English, but like you are changing from method or from a therapeutic method to the use to a procedure to use a compound. So it's not possible. I'm sorry, but one strategy that you can use, you can share the patent application, request PPH to one patent application only, and then leave the second patent application in the line until it's examined. Okay. You're welcome, Lucas. So just before we finish, we still have a few minutes. It's important. I know that fast track is a very appealing matter. A lot of Brazilian people ask me about, oh, how can I have my patent granted faster? And I very often highlight you want a patent granted, and by the way, it can be faster, okay? And to have a patent granted, we really recommend you use like several strategies, like learning about patents in Brazil, make a good prior art search, write a good patent application, and so on. So this is focused on Brazilian applicants mainly. Probably foreigners applicants, they have a good patent attorney in Brazil, they don't need it. But just to make it clear, the fast track is just a way to have it faster. It's not a way to have a patent granted. And if your patent application is not well written, you will just have your patent denied faster with fast track, okay? It's just a fast track line. It's not a granting procedure or something, okay? And of course, when sooner you use the strategy, as much as better it will be. The order of the things will change the result. You can't request for fast track and then starts to writing a good patent application. So the order here is very important in the result. And finally, your opinion before the statistics, your opinion is very important to ANPI. Please share your feedbacks. You have here the web link if you can, but if you can use your cell phone and scan the QR code, it goes to a very simple feedback survey. So you can like say it was good, it was not, and also give me your thoughts and also bring more questions, okay? I will reply all of them. Now in this few last minutes, we can
a few last minutes, 1 or 2 minutes.
Please, anyone in the audience, feel free to expose ideas or so on. So this is the dashboard related to the fast track. Yeah. This is the cover. Then there is a brief explanation on how does it work. It's in Portuguese only. I know that this AI system can translate it into very fast to English or any other language. So if you print this table, you can understand easily the dashboard. And here we have the results. They are updated until March 25. So like 1 week ago. Yeah. It's updated every Thursday. So Thursday is a good day to do some statistical exercise. So here I increased to the whole number of requests, like from 2007 until March 2023, and we have almost like 20,000 fast track requests. But I want to to cut it here to know like how many requests were done in 2025, for example. This is a very, so from January 2005 until December 31, so we had like 3,200 requests of fast track. And of course, none all of them was decided yet, like a half of them, 1,800 was decided. But we can also change this perspective. I don't want to know how many requests were done. More than this. I can select here any type of request. Like I want to know how many institution of science technology requests fast track last year. So we had 105 requests, and probably one or two were done from the same patent application. So we have 103 patent applications. Most of them were granted. As you can see here, like in this orange note here, most of them receive reason for refusal. And like, as I told you, like almost a little bit more than a half was granted. So this is not a very good fast track to be used. And you can do this for elderly people and also any kind of PPH, like Canadian PPH. We had 7 requests last year from Chile using Chile results. We had 5. And let me try to find the United States results. We have PCT and also national. So I can merge both, like using national results and also PCT results. We have 768 requests this year. We can see here the classification, the main classification like H, G, A, C, how many of them were granted and how many of them are decided already, and the time that we expend to decide it. This is regarding the requests, okay? I made a similar example, but watching the results, not the requests. But just to show another page here, you can see where the applicants come from, the address that they expose, where the inventors came from, their address in the patent application, where the family was started. If there is like any Brazilian applicant, it shows in this map here. Most of them are are companies. I don't know how to say this in English. Companies, some persons, physical person, and some small companies here. And here you have the companies itself, like Hughes, Beijing, Qualcomm, Telefonica. So those are the companies that are using the fast track. You also can know the nature of the invention, like almost 100% is patent of invention, but you have like only one utility model. You can see here the technological field. Most is from audiovisual technology, but you also have some digital communication and so on. The filing year, most was filed in 2002. And how is the patent like procedural stage? Like more than a half was granted already. Some are under examination yet. 2 or 25 or 3% is on the appeal. And so you can check this aggregate statistics, but you also can see like each patent application if you want to. So if you want to find your patent application, you can come in this last table and see it. So this is a very general overview like of the patent application, like the request or fast track done in 2005. But now I want to do differently. I want to know like how is these applications done when they are decided, how it's worked. So let me see how the decisions done in these patent applications also on 2025. So now I expand here. They can request the fast track anytime. but only requests decided patent applications that were decided already on 2025. So, just 1 second, it's reading. We decided 2,400 almost requests last year. Almost 78% was granted. And the time we spending last year to decide patent applications was like 8 months, a little bit more than 8 months in average time. But just to make an example, if we cut it to PPH only, check the time, it reduced almost to a half, 200 days only. Like, how many months is here? 7 months.
Diego, when you say that the technical decision of the patent application, when is granted and denied, when it's denied, it may be in the second instance or not. It's a final technical decision.
This is first instance only. We are not considering
first instance. Okay, first instance.
So
okay.
If it's denied here, for example, this 11% that was denied, he may went to appeal and he may be granted in the second instance.
Okay,
but it's
so
not
it's
in
more,
the chart. We are only focused
it's
on the
possible
first instance here.
to reverse the first instance decision. Okay.
Yes, it's possible. Inclusive, like, I am not talking about ethics. Maria can explain this much better than me, but inclusive, like dividing the patent application, going to the appeal, and like have one application granted and the second one like discussed in the appeal section. Okay. But
Okay,
it's
Diego.
interesting to make. Okay.
No. Go on.
Just to make it clear, this distinction that once you use like any modality based on technology, it usually take more time.
Yeah.
And the rate of granted, it's much lesser, okay? But when you use PPH, the grant rate is usually like much bigger and the time is much lesser. So using a PPH scheme is a good strategy. Thank you very much.